Morgan for Echo. Come on. Go ahead and have a seat. So, how have you been feeling? In trouble. You are not in any trouble, no. I will say that I have been noticing a disturbance in not only your metabolic conditions, but I wanted to talk to you about nightmares. It seems that you've been having nightmares for the past few weeks or so. Is that correct? Well, I assure you it is nothing to worry about. This is all strictly precautionary. Anytime one of our members of the colony show any sort of physical, mental disturbances, it is my job to check them out and make sure that they are not a threat or a danger to either themselves or anyone else here. After all, we only have here now, considering the contamination of the outside world, and we're all very lucky to be here, and I would like it if we can stay as healthy and happy as possible during this entire stay, or at least up until the point where we end up making it to the island. So, that being said, I will need to run a few tests on you today, and we will get into talking about your nightmares a little bit later on. But in the meantime, let's get into it. So, as far as your metabolic disturbances, it appears that you have a small amount of weight gain, which is nothing to be too concerned about. I will need to take a few measurements, though, so there we go. Okay. You just want to lift the arms up for me. Okay, good. So, have you been feeling any different lately? Hot or cold? Sweats, headaches? Your appetite certainly hasn't been affected. I don't mean that in a negative way whatsoever. Good. In fact, you are still very much within the healthy range that we like to see our residents in. However, it is not our recommended amount for you in particular. We like to assure that each one of you is taken care of to the best possible ability, and I know sometimes that can be not as fun, but it is for your best interest, whether you want to understand that or not. Alright. I'm going to just listen to your heart a little bit and your lungs. Oh, very good. Very good. Okay, if you could go ahead and take a deep breath in for me. Excellent. And again. Good. Again. And one more. Oh, perfect. lungs and your heart sound wonderful. That's exactly what I want to see. Have you been playing a lot of the proximity games that we provide for you? You have? Do you enjoy those? Yes. Well, I noticed that you have been spending quite a bit of time with 6 Alpha. Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with having a friendship, certainly not. But I did notice that you had some recent proximity violations, and I just want to remind you of the rules. Well, I'm glad you're familiar with them, so let's do our best to try to keep them as well as being familiar with them. You want to ask a question? Sure. Go ahead. What happens if you are sick? Well, first off, I don't think that's going to be the case at all. Second of all, if you do happen to be sick in any way whatsoever, all we do is simply remove you from the current colony that you're in and move you to a different part of the facility to ensure that you can't contaminate anybody else, and to make sure that you yourself can fully recover back to your self once you're right as rain. Go ahead and open your mouth for me. Okay. Can you say ah? Wonderful. Okay. Beautiful. That all looks good. I'm sorry, could you just tilt your head back really quick? Good. Excellent. So, we remove you, bring you to a different part of the facility till you're recuperated, and then we reintroduce you to another colony. Now, the reason you can't be placed back with the people that you were with is that we don't know what kind of exposure they can or can't handle. So we can only put you with those that we know either have the immune system for it, have already been exposed to similar conditions and the like. Okay? We'll need to take a little bit of blood work as well, if you don't mind. I know it's not fun for anybody really, but it is just to make sure that everything is all right. So, we'll say do try to make it quick and easy for you, okay? So feel a little bit of a pinch. You ready? 3, 2, 1. It's not so bad. However, with your recent metabolic changes, I'm afraid that I'm going to have to restrict some of your regular dietary options. I know it's no fun for anybody. Good. Perfect. Okay. Or at least until we get you back to your normal self. Now, unfortunately, that does mean that I can't allow you to have any more excess sugar or fats and everyone's least favorite, bacon. Yes, just for the time being, which means no bacon for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. As I said, just until you get back to your regular, healthy self, okay? And who knows, I mean, after these restrictions, it could be that that's what's causing your nightmares, okay? Right now, I'm just going to give you a nice little dose of some vitamins and nutrients that you might have been missing over the last few weeks while you've had your, shall we say, dietary exploration. Get ready? 1, 2, 3. Good. Good. Wonderful. So, now, why don't we talk about these nightmares that you've been having? Well, I'm certain they're nightmares because even though we can't see into your dreams, I can tell just by the disturbance in your REM sleep, your heart rate, just kind of like the peaks and valleys of your regular sleep cycle. And these are certainly not that, which leads me to believe that they're nightmares. So, what exactly is happening in those? Okay, interesting. And what kind of boat is it? Do you think you might be able to draw it for me? Sure. So, how do these dreams of yours end drowning? That's very interesting. Well, do you think you might have a fear of going to the island? Well, I don't know why you would be fearful. You tell me. Quite frankly, if I were you, I would be overjoyed at the opportunity. Obviously, I can't be selected through lottery or any other process to go to the island. It is my duty, and I consider it a privilege, to take care of all of those coming in after the spread of the contagion, and taking care of all of you so that you might one day have the opportunity to go. So obviously myself and many other staff here can't be selected for that. Although it does sound very nice to, breathe fresh air and swim in the ocean and be back to a paradise, doesn't it? Well, it's certainly nothing to fear, which is what I assume these dreams stem from. An unconscious thought. Now, you draw very well. What does this mean? So, I think it might be a good idea for you to come visit me again, probably in a few days. Let me know how these dreams are progressing, and certainly any more details that you might find within them. just in case they become more disturbing or violent or upsetting for you in any way. Certainly, I don't think you need to worry about them. Sometimes our brain just processes things in a different way. Although, I would love to know if these feel more like memories to you, or if they continue to feel a little bit more surreal, as dreams often do. But until then, I think you are more than fine to go back to your daily routine, with the exception of your new dietary restrictions, but otherwise, I think you should be just fine. And you can check back with me in a few days, all right? Wonderful to see you again, Morgan.